viewers, welcome to the part 2 of our episode or our talk or our chat or our conversation with that is Dr. Nieje Soa. This week he will be taking us through social media and its influence on our relationships. Yes, I will want you to take a seat and then listen to him as he talks to us. I won't go much deeper. Don't forget to comment, like, and share the link with your friends and family. Sit back and then enjoy this week's episode as we have our part 2 with Dr. Nieje Soa.
Okay, so one of my allied interests, as I said from the beginning, is understanding changes generally. So, I've been interested in social media and social network, and how social media, social network influence our interaction as people. And in as much as social media and technologies have come to compress time and space and helped us to connect to each other. Now you could actually take a phone and call a relative in America, and you are virtually looking at the person's face. And in the same breath, I began to observe that it's leading to more or less a weakening of our bonds and our connections and our ties, especially familial ties. So issues of connectedness, conviviality, because human beings, we are generally gregarious. We want to be together. We want. That's how come we miss people. That's how come you've not seen somebody for a long time and you really crave the person's presence. So though we are able to talk on phone and all that, sometimes we want to meet each other. I mentioned that this says that your picture is good, but the body has the work it does. So if I live with my family, and now what social media is doing is that a lot of social network sites, a lot of families have family pages and people send emojis and all that. Family pages, but they are the family interaction we used to have at the end of every day. We will sit down and talk about what happened in your day, and we talk about our frustrations and all that. Now it doesn't happen anymore. You are living in the same house with your parents. You leave home without even saying good morning to anybody. And then you get to work and you send people good morning, what's up? And you live with family members who come from work and they straight away go into their rooms. Now people are eating their supper on their beds. They are too busy looking at the screen. All of us are always looking at the screen. You go for a meeting and people are looking at their screen. Meeting has not started, and instead of us to catch up and find out, oh Charlie, how is your work going? What are you on? And it's influencing the way we live and connect. And especially my interest has to do more with we as Africans, as African people, how our families and our connectedness is very, very important to us. Because in as much as we claim to have developed and all, we have gone through that process of Europeanization or Americanization, we are still Africans fundamentally. And you expect people to come to your wedding. You expect to have an engagement. You expect people to come to the engagement. But how will people come to engagement when you send a flyer and they send you mobile money and they think that they have come to your engagement by sending you the flyer and then the mobile money? So this influence on how we engage with each other and how we connect is what I'm so interested in, because is it not a paradox or an irony that something that's supposed to bring us together is actually putting us apart? So like Bob Marley said, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. So we are at a precipice, as I see it, as a people, how the thing that's supposed to actually bring us together is leading to a lot of plastic kind of relationship, leading to a very mirage kind of relationship. You think you are connected to people, but you're actually not connected. So you have all this. I have this friend on Facebook, and you think the person is connected to you. So it's become like, how do I even call it? It becomes like a giving, that when somebody sends you a hi, you say hello. So there's no emotion attached to it. There's no real connectedness. So I'm very, very interested in how this whole idea of social connectedness through social network is influencing connection, conviviality, especially among family members. And I'm not so much interested in how the connection is influencing friendship or work-related bonds, because I'll come to the office anyway, you see me. But what about how it's influencing how we are connecting to people we are related to, either through marriage, blood, other familial connections, even relationship, marriage. I mean, there are married couples who don't talk to each other. And why don't they talk to each other? They come from work and everybody is on their phone. They are lying on the same bed and everybody has shifted to one side. So all they do as married couple is to have sex. They don't talk. And over time, when you don't talk, the sex dries up. And then now you begin to fight. And then the next is you part. So I am very, very interested in it. And I think that a lot of work has been done looking at the influence of social media on a lot of dimensions, on students, their educational outcomes. It's influencing how it's exposure to crime, fraud, and all that. But I think a lot of attention has not been paid to how it's influencing family, how it's influencing our connectedness. That's why I use the word convivial. Our connectedness as a family, because we are so close, yes, yet we are so far from each other. And I think these are things that we have to start thinking about as a people, because anything that changes your fundamental values, belief systems, and your tradition has to be looked at a second time, so that we will ask ourselves, social media by all means, social network by all means is important. It helps us. But we should focus more on how is it helping us deepen our values, our tradition, or refining it to become better. But rather, when it is leading to the separation of these bonds, whilst we fail to see it, or we don't see it at all, we take it for granted. That, oh, I'm able to send hello to my mother. She's able to record a voice this year and send it to me. It's not the same as actually calling and talking to them. It's not the same as making time and say, I'm going to visit. We feel that because we are able to send pictures of their grandchildren to them, because we are able to call and they do FaceTime, it's enough. To what extent do we visit? I mean, I'm gone. Recently we celebrated or more. You ask yourself, how many people? I couldn't go to the house during more, but I called. Is that enough? So these are things that I seek to explore with my work, to understand how it's shaping our relationship and how it's changing the dynamics, and what can we do to still use social media, integrate social media in our lives and in our relationship, but rather look at how it enhances these relationships and our connectedness, because it is threatening our connections, but we are failing to see it. So I personally think it's important to look at some of these things.
Welcome back, viewers. I hope you had a great time listening and watching Dr. Nia J. Sowa. I believe now you know that it is very critical. Of course, the phone has come in a way to help us shape the way we interact with other people across the world and in our society. But we should also know that we should not allow the phone to disintegrate our relationships and especially our family bonds. So feel free. We really hope, he posed so many questions to us that we would really like you, our viewers, to continue this conversation by commenting. Tell us, how has it been helping your family? When was the last time you actually had a face-to-face chat with your parents, with your siblings? Or are you guys always on the phone because probably you live, you are distant or you are far apart? Let's get the conversation going. I'm sure we'll be able to share your comments with Dr. Ejaisowa as he continues on this fabulous research. Hopefully he will take us, the Life Coach Show, along, and that he will share with us his findings in the near future. It's been me coming your way with my able producer Godspeed, and it's been a wonderful afternoon. So see you again on the same channel, the Life Coach Show. See ya.